Let's do it.
All right, and we are back. Rick, welcome back.
Mustafa, welcome back.
Oh.
It's been a while. It's been a
Yeah.
whirlwind ride.
Yeah.
This we haven't been on for a month and a half.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about why we've been gone for a month and a half. You had a crazy month last month in June.
Crazy month.
Running back and forth. You had weddings to go to. You had a bunch of different things, business opportunities popping up.
Yeah, my son got married. He's off and running his new life now.
Yeah.
My other one's going to get married in December. I have to. I actually and for me to leave this area is like pulling teeth. All right, but they're making me going to go to Arizona for a 3-day golf trip.
Okay. All right.
That's what he wants for his bachelor party. So back in the old days, when I had mine, right, you went to this bar or you went to some hall, did your thing, you got wasted and went to bed.
Right.
Okay. Today they go to Vegas, Tennessee, Arizona now.
Arizona.
So,
that's a new one.
But he works for PGA National down in West Palm. So it's just going to be good to be with my I call them my boys, but they're men for 3 days. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
So and then the jewelry store has been absolutely gangbusters.
Yes.
It has. I can't believe it. It's great. And whoever's listening out there, if you're supporting Regency Jewelers, I appreciate that too.
You touched up this piece very nicely. This is beautiful.
Yeah, you had was that your class ring?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
class ring, and had to polish up a little bit, had to do a little antiquing work to it, and made it look brand new for him.
Yes, it does.
He deserves every bit of that. So, yeah, with that month and a half, and I hate missing because I like to stay on schedule.
Right.
But when we get this busy, but we're never ever going to not stay on somewhat a schedule.
Right.
Because that's what business is.
Absolutely. Right. And last month, I knew that you were going to be busy. So what did I do? I chopped up some of our old episodes and I put out a compilation. So people who haven't watched the first 4, you can go back, watch that. 40 minutes, you caught up. Now you know what's going on here.
And like I said earlier, thank God I got him because this techie stuff just ain't going to go down with me. Whoever knows me, I'm not Mr. Techie. So I can, work my certain things. But it's one thing in life, if you know your limitations, right?
Yes.
But if you know what you can do at the best, keep doing the best at it.
Right.
Keep doing the best at it. And then other people will come along that will push you along and make a great team.
That's right.
That's what I've learned.
Yes.
So, but in the month, before we get started,
yes,
let's talk about. We are at Castle Cigars.
We're at Castle
We
Cigars.
love business, but that's why we kind of break it up: cigars, little business. But we went right into business because we love it so much. But what are you smoking tonight, Mustafa?
Tonight I'm smoking my favorite cigar. After about 5 or 6 months of smoking cigars now, I can say this is the one that keeps bringing me back. It is the My Father, the Judge. This one right here, it is everything that I want in flavor and taste. Slow burning cigar. It's got some cedar in there, a little bit of leather taste too. I know that was weird to me to find out, like, oh, you're smoking leather. And I was like, oh, no, that's an actual good flavor to have in a cigar because it just adds to it. Yeah, but I love this cigar so much, and I'll just keep going back to it. But I do still play around a little bit, try new things out.
So cigars there's thousands of them.
Right.
But how long you been? You started coming here. So how long you been coming here, like smoking now? 5 months, 6 months, 5? Or is it
coming here consistently smoking probably about 6 months now?
Yeah, about 6 months. And when he first came in, didn't really know anything about cigars and stuff. And we just said, hey, look, take a pick of the label. Got to try them. Yes. Do you think you want something a little heavier? So we don't want people to come to Castle Cigars and just walk through that humidor aimlessly. Because that's what I did.
Right.
At first, I went, well, how's this cigar? Well, it looked good, but I knew nothing about it. And nobody really educated me on them.
Right.
So as time went on, Now that I'm coming up on 4 years here already, believe that?
Yeah.
4 years. I've learned a ton, but there's so much more to learn.
Oh, yeah.
It is just, this is an endless, great art.
Yes. And
It's
that's
an art.
exactly what it is. It's an art form.
It's an art.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance, watch the Perdomo factory. They put out a video on their YouTube channel. They actually show you from the field to production to putting it in your hand, into the wrapper, everything. It's absolutely great. So thank you, Perdomo, for actually doing that one. That was a good one.
But, you know, and like I said, my father, anything in my father line,
Yes.
the judge is actually the number one seller.
Is it? Okay.
At least here. So, you know, cigars are just, I cannot believe that I have a shop.
You have a cigar shop.
It's just an amazing thing because back when you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Right.
But it just started hitting me. And then when you love something and the passion that you have, look what happened.
Right.
You know, this brought us together. And what I smoke, and people laugh, you know, so hard. I smoke the Punisher. So if anybody knows about the Punisher, what happened? It was in a black tube. I saw it. I said, "Huh, that looks pretty intriguing."
Right.
Then I smoked it, and I went, "Oh my God, I'm done." So if I've smoked a lot of these, not all of them. But if I don't have this one, we're gonna have some. It's not good.
Yes,
it's not good, and they all know that. So, and in fact, I got a quick one. One of my guys who comes here, John, his girlfriend happened to be at a place in out of state, and she bought me a 10-pack of these. She remembered that I loved the Punisher.
Yes.
I mean, where do you get that?
Ah.
All right. So that's we'll fire it up. Come
Yeah,
on, let's
absolutely.
let's fire these up first.
Once again, it's about your ritual. How do you light it? How
That's
do you
right.
like to light it?
See how this is done. You know, some people like matches, some people like lighters, some people like single flames. I use a 5 flamer. I like the big torch. It's a Rocky Patel. Great lighter. 5 flame. You buy it from me. You get a lifetime warranty with it. I went with the turquoise color because it was kind of neat. But I'll tell you, you learn so much about cigars, and we're here to educate you on them.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
You know, without education, we don't learn. And
Correct.
if you're just left, like I said, if I was left to my own devices out there, you know, who knows what could have happened.
Exactly.
You know.
And
So-
for all the cigar manufacturers out there, speaking as a pure newbie to the game, now that I've smoked a lot of different brands, a lot of different types, if you could make just the tip of a cigar and make a sampler pack of all of your cigars, just so I can taste each individual one, because I know off of a dry hit now, like, hey, is this going to be good? Is this going to be something I actually like or enjoy? Versus I got to buy a whole cigar, smoke a whole cigar, and then at the end of it, I'm like, well, nah, it just wasn't it.
You know, it's not. You know, you never know.
Right.
You know, people listening, manufacturers out there, whatever. You know, you're hearing it hands on here. You know, we're going to tell you what's going on in the cigar world right here.
Right.
You know,
This is ground zero right
this
here.
is ground zero.
This is where they come.
And all my cigar smokers that are in here, believe me, when I first opened, because I didn't know a lot, they said, Rick, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. I listened to every single one of them and compiled castles
Yes.
with putting stuff in the humidor, how to do certain things. I had an idea, but then they just all came to the plate and said, let's go. And I sleep 5-6 hours a night. I'm so excited most of it. You know, between the jewelry and this, I just, the adrenaline
Right.
of being alive and successful in what you do in yourself,
Right.
you can't beat it,
Yes.
you know. Now, I know that you said you had something going on while we were away.
Yes. While
what,
we were away,
what you got going down?
I was building a business strategy
And-
for the entire month.
Beautiful.
And we're going to get into that a little bit later of
Oh, a little
exactly
later,
what I
okay.
was doing.
Okay.
But just
Well,
for...
because I'm excited about that because since you've been coming here and we've had our talks and, you know, being a good listener is good, but being a great listener is great.
Yes.
And you're one of the great listeners.
Thank you.
And who took the time out in your life to get some great information. I didn't know all this. I listened, I learned, and then executed. All right, what do we got going on now?
Yes. So we're going to start with, did you hit your goals for last month? All the goals that you were looking to set, all the goals that you were looking forward to, were you able to hit them?
I've exceeded them.
It's beautiful.
They were exceeded. What I do is between both places, I have my lists. Everything's mapped out for the month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lay it out, what I'm going to do,
Right.
what I have to do. You know, I can remember back in the day, I might have said this in one of my other podcasts, I don't know, but our podcast, sorry, is I never wanted to make a list.
Okay.
And that, you know, I was against it. I was like against the grain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're telling me to do something, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I already know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know nothing. Okay,
Right.
so my one guy friend there, he said, make a list. I said, I got it.
Mm.
So a couple days will go by, and you go, hey, did you get that done with that? I go, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Right.
Why did I forget? Because I didn't have it on the list. I didn't have it. So I'm very avid on lists, you know, because if you keep it all up here, just for me, you can't make room for the new stuff to come in. You already got it clogged up. I like to always keep the machine
Keep it
rolling.
going.
Make
Yes.
the list, make little goals.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And that's what we need to really focus on is, you know, since you talked about that list, I think that was episode 2, I've been making a list every single day. And like I said, I think in the last podcast or the one before that, it's lazy to not make a list now. How easy it is to make a list is, first off, you have a cell phone. You're carrying it around. You're watching TikTok. You're watching YouTube. You're watching us right now somehow. Take your cell phone before you go to sleep at night. It takes 5 minutes. What are you going to do tomorrow? 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Run it down all the way to 10 p.m. Give yourself free time. It doesn't have to be an extensive list of, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. No, just 9 to 5 p.m. I'm working my 9 to 5. It's 5 to 6. I'm going to read. 6 to 7. I'm going to allocate some time for free time. 8 to 9. I'm going to read a little bit more. Something like that, right? Every single day. And you can do that right before bed. Don't tell me you can't. Because you're scrolling through before you go to bed.
I had a guy one time, he said, he had it on his list, make my bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, you get up in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and you make your bed. It sounds really weird,
Yes.
but I'm going to tell you. Then when you come in at night and you get in your bed, it's all made and ready.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just simple stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, you know, when you start from the beginning.
Mm.
Where your starting point is your beginning.
Right.
You know, whatever your beginning is, but you got to begin somewhere.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of like what we do here. You know, so
Right. And I love that, making your bed in the morning. That's such a small victory that you get to take every single day. You're like,
You know,
didn't want to do it. I got it done. And then you go home at night and, it's done.
you know,
I don't have to worry about it.
I used to lift weights a little bit. I was into it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I got lazy.
Mm.
I'll do it tomorrow. I do a little. I'm not great at it.
Right.
But maybe one day, maybe I have to put it on my list.
Yes.
You know, maybe I got to put it. But, you know, my time's pretty tight.
Yeah.
That's an excuse, I know.
That's an excuse.
But I just want to throw that excuse out there because I want to show you how easy it is to talk yourself right out of it.
Exactly.
You know?
You got 5 minutes to do 10 push-ups. 10 push-ups a
absolutely.
day. Done.
Absolutely. You know, you just build it off that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I always like to make goals now. I have 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year. Is that reasonable, or should some of those be cut out, some of those be brought back?
learned from another gentleman that I remember him asking me what was my 5-year plan. And back then, I was like, 5 years? What the hell? I don't know what I'm going to do in 5.
Yeah.
But today, it kind of makes a little more sense because in the next thing you know, 5 years have gone by and you went, what did I do?
Right.
So it's not a bad thing. It keeps your mind fresh and going,
Right.
you know.
You have something to focus on. You have a
Right.
goal to achieve.
Absolutely. You know, you get up in the morning, you start floundering around, you know, you have to stay active,
Yes.
you know, especially if you're in business. And a lot of business owners know this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after a while, like, I'm so seasoned that it just comes to me.
Right.
All right. I make my list, but I might have to not do an extensive like I used to,
Mm-hmm.
because now it's just automatic.
Right. It just
you know.
happens. It just
Yeah,
goes.
you just make it happen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, and I love people around me who do that because then I know they're on the right path,
Mm-hmm.
and that they're going to be successful. I started a few people in business,
Mm-hmm.
giving them ideas, suggestions,
Okay.
and they're doing great.
Yes.
They're doing great. So that right there shows that I'm doing something right because I have to answer to me,
Right.
you know. 'Cause
You're
if
the hardest critic of yourself too.
Right, I have to be.
Yes.
You know, when I look behind me, there's nobody there.
Mm.
So I have to make sure that I'm on key
Mm-hmm.
and to help others. Otherwise, I'm no good.
Right.
You know.
I think it's what's the old saying? The real you is the person that is doing something when no one's watching.
There you go.
When no one's watching, what are you doing?
Right.
Because that's you. That's who you are right now. You can change that, but right now, when no one's watching you, when you have an extra hour, 2 hours, what are you doing?
Got to.
Yeah.
And you really, you know, a lot of people don't want to look hard at themselves like that,
Right.
but it's the greatest thing.
Yes. Absolutely
know?
is.
You know,
Mhm.
I used to, you know, look in the mirror and say, "Hey, what's up today? What are we doing?
Mm.
You gonna be, what do we got going on today?
Right.
Make it happen."
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
So,
And for the podcast, I'd love to make a goal here. Love to make a couple goals.
okay.
Our 3-month goal, I would like to get a sponsor for the podcast. Just something that we can get up here, something, you know, we have a lot of different product space that's available to us. I want to get somebody who's interested in helping us out, and we can help them out. We're getting them, get their product up front here.
Teamwork.
Yes, absolutely.
It's teamwork. You know, I love shaking hands.
Mm-hmm.
I love making deals.
Yes.
I love growth
Mm-hmm.
because I grow every day, even if it's a little bit, sometimes a little longer than others. But I'm always going to go further. I'm always going to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might stand there for a little while and you got to think about it. Going backwards is not an option.
Right.
Once you feel yourself going backwards,
Mm-hmm.
you better look forward quick. Okay, look forward quick, because we already know what the past is like,
Right.
right?
You
Why do
wanna
we
do
want
that
to go
again?
back there?
Exactly.
All right, we learn from our past.
Mm.
You know, you know, and back to that listing thing, I actually do to myself, like you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say to myself, "How'd I do this week?" Because when I go through my weeklies, I'll say, "Did I make any changes? Did I move things a little forward? Did I make this change?" And if I made the change, did
Yeah.
people notice that change, and was it a good change? Because that's the hardest thing it is for a human being to do, is change.
Yes.
But I love change,
Yes.
because the unknown, you make it known. That's it. I mean, you can't beat it down.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it in the other podcasts.
Yeah.
Just stay steady as she goes with that.
That's right.
You know.
Yes.
So
On to our 6-month goal. I would love to make a free course. I don't want your email. I don't want to sell you anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I want to make a course, start to finish. Here's how you start a business. Here's how you fund the business. Here's how you run the business. Go from there. We'll make it 3 easy steps. Right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a gentleman yesterday ask me, he wanted to start his business, and he asked me about some things. I said, well, go to the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Or come into Castle Cigars, and I'll sit down with you. Here we are.
Right.
You know, the old saying is, you can bring the horse to water, you can't make him drink it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I've brought a lot of people to the water.
Right.
You gotta drink it.
You got to drink it.
You know, if you want it that bad,
Yes.
you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Yes.
did you think seriously? You know, you can ask any one of my friends from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
right? I had a buddy of mine from high school come in here, and he was pretty impressed. And I said to him, "It's just love and passion, man."
Right.
You know, I said, if I did it,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you can do it.
Right.
You just got to want to do it.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you got to want to do it.
Right.
You know, and now that I'm getting a little older, you know, taking that risk or chance, if you believe in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
how you going to fail?
That's right.
You know, how you going
Yeah.
to fail? So
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
just experience now.
Right. You want to take a pause to find out who's still jiggling over there?
You know, I better, because, you know, it could be a customer, it could be whatever. We
Right.
can't ignore that. So just give us a couple minutes. We'll be right back.
And we're back.
Okay, we're back.
All right.
The interruption was someone brought me some cannolis.
That's a good deal.
And they kept knocking on the door. So this was really important here, okay? And I got a bunch of people coming in here tonight, and they're really going to appreciate that. This is the kind of customers we have. This is the
Right.
kind of people we have here at the castle.
Yes.
You know, that they just they're
It's-
giving, and they're just I told you, I lose words a lot of times
Right.
on all this. So cannolis, here we are. So we'll be firing them up later for sure. Oh God, I love this stuff. Isn't it great, Mustafa?
This is amazing.
How can you beat this? You know?
Can't. And just the kindness of people that you've learned over the years too. Just like how kind people can be if
Yep.
you're the same.
Unbelievable.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
you give a little, you get so much back.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah. And getting back to where we were
okay,
there,
let's get.
we had 1 year and a 3-year goal left. For the 1 year goal for the podcast, and again, I always shoot big. I don't do small goals, because if I do a small goal, I don't care about it. In 1 year from the podcast, I want to do a live event. I want to have people come in to a venue and just sit down, smoke a cigar, hang out with us.
Wow, that's a great idea. See,
Yes.
look at these ideas he's coming up with.
And you know why I have
It's
room for
amazing.
these ideas?
Why?
It's because I make a list and I get all the other stuff out of my head.
There you go. Work in progress, man. You know, progress, not perfection. That's what they say.
Like that. And the final goal, 3 years from now. As long as,
3
both
years.
of us,
That's going to make me 65 years old.
that's going to make me 30.
Oh, that's a good goal then.
Yeah.
Wow. We'll have a big party 3-0.
Yeah. 3065.
3-0. I'll be 35 years older than you. Wow.
35 years older than
Imagine what you can do when you get to my age.
Yes.
Now that you got the insight
Mm-hmm.
from this podcast,
Yes.
where he's going to be in 35, that's amazing, man.
Yes.
That makes me so happy.
I can't wait to play this in 30 years. I can't wait to play this moment again in 30 years.
I don't know if I'll look the same. I don't know if we'll look, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna try darn hard.
Yeah. Listen, we'll get hair implants. It's fine.
Wait.
we got it.
Oh, we're gonna have an advertiser for that.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
The
Anything can
unknown.
happen.
I love the unknown.
And in 3 years' time, biggest plan, I want to do shows in different cities.
Ooh.
I want us to go across the country.
Wow.
Different places, be able to promote
That's-
this, be able to
those
show
are-
people in different places, hey, you can do it too. It's not just New York. It's not just Texas. It's not just Florida. It's not just California. It's not just, North Carolina, New Jersey, you name it. We can go anywhere, and we'll show you how to start it beginning to end.
Maybe we can do the podcast on a plane.
Yes.
How do you think of that?
Yes.
Like we'll have a Castle plane or something.
Okay. All right.
What do you think of that?
Now
Like,
we're thinking. We're
Castle
thinking big.
plane. Hey, Castles is coming to your town
Yes.
next month or something.
Yes.
Or, what do you think of that?
I like that.
Wow.
I like that.
See how that stuff just because I made the list, my head's all cleared out.
It's cleared up.
Yeah.
You throw out ideas.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Impactful plan.
Yes.
Right.
And moving towards that, we're starting a new series here on the channel. Very shortly, you're going to see it. It's going to be our tester. You know how I said a couple of podcasts ago, there's a lot of fake teachers out there. They're all promoting these ideas for businesses to see what actually works, what doesn't work.
Okay.
One of the ones that I've been looking into, even before I saw it on Instagram and saw it on YouTube, was a vending machine business.
Okay.
Setting up vending machines in different areas, going out to different business owners and saying, hey, can I set one up in your shop? Let me help you make revenue. I'll give you a cut of whatever we make. You're winning. All you got to do is supply electricity. It's $10 a month. Maybe,
Tops.
Maybe to plug one of those into your shop. Just have it sitting there. And now you're just raking in extra money. Every little bit helps, right?
Absolutely. You know what they call that?
What's that?
They call that a silent salesman.
Silent salesman.
They call it a silent salesperson.
Okay.
Yeah. It's silent. It's not. It's there.
Right.
It's silent.
Right.
But it's making you money.
Absolutely.
Good stuff, huh?
That's perfect. I love that. I never heard that before.
See? That's why we do these things. 'Cause
Yes.
we just bounce off each other.
Right.
You know? The age gap that we talked about earlier.
Right.
I've learned so much from him. Unbelievable. And vice versa.
I've learned more than I could ever repay you for.
And yeah, thank you. And the people in here, the education you get in here with these people,
Yeah.
oh
Man.
they're unbelievable.
I had a wonderful conversation last night when you weren't here with one of your guests who may be a future guest on our podcast. He doesn't like his face being shown, so we'll blur him out. But he's a big player around here. He does a lot of things. I'll see if you can pick him out. He runs a magazine in this area.
Dave.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave
He's
is
interested.
See, I knew that right away. Yeah.
You know your customers.
Yeah.
You know your friends. You know your clients here.
Absolutely. And, you're just not like, come in, buy a cigar, see you later.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
There's so much more to this. That's why I love these.
Right. Yes.
These things, just bring the greatest people together.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I've learned so much from everybody here.
Absolutely.
I can remember when I first walked in this place, it was a disaster, and I wasn't even open yet, and I had people knocking on the door. That was awesome. They're like, "Hey, what's going on here? Cigar shop? Oh my God, this is great." I wasn't even open yet, and we were smoking cigars in there. It was great.
Mm-hmm. I think you told us the lantern story too.
Yeah, that's when the lights went out. They said, "Don't worry, we got this." They got candles. They put the flashlights up.
Yeah.
And we still sat around and smoked cigars.
Smoke cigars.
So,
That's it.
it was great.
And that's the beauty of these things. They bring social people together. They bring antisocial people together. I'm very antisocial. If I could help it, I wouldn't talk to anybody. But that's just not. It's not how you succeed.
That's not
so
how you
I have
succeed.
to go out. I have to talk to people. It pains me every single time I do it. But I know that I walk away from every single conversation a little bit smarter about something.
About something.
Yes.
They call that cocooning. We liked it in our nice little cocoon. We were comfortable in there.
It's nice in here.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's nice,
cozy.
comfy, no one bothering you, right? It's all good. And then, when you break out of that and your colors start to show and your wings start to grow, it's all a process.
Yes.
And, because I remember I was like that too. Customer would come in and I'd be like, very timid, but that comes with practice what you're doing. You keep practicing it, practice it on your family.
Yes.
Practice, where you're comfortable in the beginning. Practice with your family. And you know what I love the best is if you tell your family, because your family's the toughest critics. I gotta tell you, they're going to be your toughest critics. Say that you're thinking about opening a business to them, and watch their reaction.
Right.
They're going, "Oh, I don't know how you're going to get this, and I don't know how you're going to do that." And they already got you negative to talk you out of it. Okay,
Right.
but not here.
No.
Okay,
No.
we're going to talk you into it.
Yes.
And we're going to make sure you succeed
Yes.
coming out of the box,
Right.
because you don't want to go through all the stuff that I went through all those years.
Right.
This I can get you started out in a much better footing. We want success, not failure.
Mm-hmm.
But test your family. Throw it out there. It's
Yeah.
and if they laugh, that's a good sign.
Yes.
Because they'll go, oh, yeah, right, yeah, you're right.
Right. Those are the people I want to laugh.
Yeah.
Like when I sit down, I'm like, "What have you done?" Hold on. Let me ask you a question. What have you done? And they're like, "Oh, well, you know, things happen." It's like, okay, all right, that's where the joke is. It's on you, not me.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, but it's good. Like I said, practice.
Right. Yes.
Practice.
Absolutely.
All right.
And yes, again, we're going to be starting up that new series very soon. Probably within the next 3 months, you'll see it coming up on the channel there. I'll have it promoted on Instagram, all over the place.
And thank God you're doing all that, because otherwise these people never see this.
That's the beauty of it,
You know-
because you're a type of person that wouldn't like go out to find somebody to make money off of this. Like,
No.
this is free. All of this is free. I'm not getting your email. I'm not getting your credit card information. I'm not asking you to come, go around the country to come see us yet.
Yeah.
Yet. But that'll be
Yeah.
different. That's very different.
Baby
but this
steps.
is free.
Yeah.
We're giving you free information. Ask questions down there, right down there in the comment section. You can see them. Look at the comments down there. That could be you, just writing
there.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But let's go ahead. Speaking of questions,
All right, what do we got?
let's move into these questions.
Because we got like another 10 minutes.
Yes.
And like I said, last thing I'm going to do is I don't want to bore anybody.
Right.
I like to keep things rolling and keep
Mm-hmm.
them fresh. You got things to do. We got things to do.
That's right. That's
As
right.
soon as we get done here, you got to start making your list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to make your bed in the morning. These
Yes.
are things that are very important.
Absolutely. Gotta make your bed in the morning. I love that. Now, who's that gentleman that just came in that we just spoke to, who said he works construction?
Oh, that was Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe was so impressed
Mm-hmm.
with what he saw, what we were doing back here.
Mm-hmm.
He started with great ideas already.
Yes.
Unbelievable. It's the second time Joe's been here.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked up to him and said, "Hey, Joe, thanks a lot. How you been?"
Yeah.
And he's amazed that I remembered his name.
Yeah.
But it's so important. I just do. I mean, I'm so appreciative he's here.
Right.
And he just, he said, "Boy, I'm going to, he does construction." He said he's going to put his earbud in there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he's going to listen because he
Right.
likes to listen to stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's growth right there.
Yes.
That's step one.
Yes. I wanted to mention that because there's a lot of people like Joe out there who work in these monotonous jobs. You know how to do your job. Forklift operators, construction workers, warehouse workers, a lot of people out there. And you guys want to start a business. You don't want to do this for the rest of your life. A lot of you. Let's help. We can help you. Just ask a question. That's always the most important part. You've always said, ask the questions. If you ask the questions, we can help you. So, speaking of questions,
You're going to get an answer.
you're going to get one. Absolutely. And you're going to get an honest answer. You're not going to
Yeah.
get a runaround. You're not going to say,
We don't
well,
have
follow
time for
this
that.
follow this link to this video to watch this one here on YouTube.
And then you're going to pay for this and
Yes.
pay for that. And, I love when you go to stuff and then you it gets to the thing, then they ask you for your credit card.
yes.
And you go, oh, that's a bummer.
Right.
You
It's
know?
like, oh, for $2 you can have this information. It's like, I didn't want it anyways.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Oh.
All right.
We're going to get into these questions.
All
We're
right,
going to
let's
do
go.
some regular questions here. We're going to give you full time to answer them. And then we're going to get into some rapid fire questions. We're going to give you, I have a timer right here. We're going to flip it over. Once it gets to the end,
Oh, I
that's
like
the end of
that
it.
timer thing. That's good.
Perfect. All right. First question we have is going to be, let's see, number 2. What do you do if you fail in business? I'm afraid of going into debt and going through bankruptcy.
Well, how do you know that that's already going to happen?
Mm.
Like that's called projection. How are you going to know it's going to happen?
Right.
You go in. It's just like I did in 1996 when I opened the jewelry store. My buddy Joe, we had nothing, okay, but we knew there was no room for failure.
Right.
Like this was
Yes.
it. You only get a couple good shots in your life,
Mm.
and when you see something and you do it, you got to do it. You can't wait.
Right.
So if you fail, which it's impossible to fail here at the Castle Podcast.
Yes.
Okay. You try again.
Try again.
You know, right?
Give it another shot.
Right. Because I don't care if you're 20, 40, 60, 80, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, just failure is not an option.
Right.
You got to put the time in,
Mm-hmm.
ask the questions.
Yes.
If you hang with successful people, you'll be successful.
That's right.
Okay. You
Yes.
can pick them out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's why in this place here, I have success all around me.
Yes.
All right. And it keeps building and building, and you keep building your artillery of people that bring you to great places.
Right.
So yeah, is everything a risk? Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's what holds a lot of people back.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden you say to your wife, I'm going to take $20,000 out in mortgage I'm going to take an equity loan to start this business.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody goes, oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't a little whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When I first opened this cigar shop,
Mm-hmm.
I had some reservations.
Right.
Even though I was in business for 30 years,
Mm.
I still had a reservation. But then I played it in my head and said, wait a minute. I love cigars.
Mm-hmm.
I love the cigar world.
Mm.
How can I possibly fail?
Right.
I need a place to smoke a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
How can this fail?
Right.
So I took my investment money that I saved up,
Mhm.
put it in, and here we are 4 years later, moving right along.
That's it.
Okay?
That's right.
Moving right along. So
Beautiful.
it was beautiful. So again,
Mm-hmm.
the questions, if you're out of state or if you're local here, it's great. Come on in.
Come in.
Come in.
Yes.
We'll
We'll answer those questions. You can stop in. We'll have you on the podcast if you want.
Yeah.
And we'll answer all the questions that you have, because I hear that bankruptcy question a lot, and I hear, oh, I'm scared of going into debt. Okay, I get it. Absolutely. But aren't you more afraid of not doing anything with your life? Congratulations, you made it to 70 years old, and that's all you did. You survived 70 years. That's not a life. That's not living.
You put, my experience, you're gonna bust your butt
Mm-hmm.
3 to 5 years.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But me showing you the right way, coming out of the box, maybe it'll only be 3 years.
Okay.
Maybe it might be 2.
Right.
Okay? Crawl before you walk before you run before you sprint before you rocket.
Mm.
There's steps.
That's right.
Okay? So,
Yeah.
and you have to be grateful all the way along this. I've seen a lot of people in business, they
Mhm.
started up their business, and they made a lot of money.
Right.
Then they weren't the same person anymore. Okay? They just weren't that same guy or lady anymore.
Right. Right.
All right? I work like I have nothing.
Mm.
Because in business, you have to keep planting seeds and grow your crop and nurture it.
Yes.
Okay?
And that's who you are,
Okay?
because you have money now, and you're still the same person.
Absolutely, because
Money doesn't change you.
No.
It brings out who you really are.
no. And years and years and years ago, I can remember when I first started a business, I went, oh, I'm going to be rich. This is going to be great. Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you some things. It didn't go quite as planned,
Mm-hmm.
but the plan worked.
Yes.
Okay? The plan worked.
Mhm.
So,
Right. And here we are.
and here we
Here
are.
we are.
So,
All right. I hope that answered that
I
question.
hope it
for
did,
you.
and if it didn't,
Ask more.
yeah,
Ask more questions.
That's all.
On to the next one. We're going to question 6. I love the new look of the podcast. I'm struggling with my want to open a business and the safety of my 9 to 5. I want to take care of my children, but don't want to work here for the rest of my life. What can I do?
Again, it's,
Wow.
my boys were, I think they were 3 and 5 at the time.
Prime time of their life.
Three and
Prime time
five.
of childhood.
You know, I was up against the wall. I knew I was up against the wall. I said, I gotta change this. I know I'm pretty good at what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I just got to open my own.
Mm.
So I had very little to start with, and I just worked hard.
Yes.
Okay, if you know what you're doing, you know, like, your product, you know, that you're dedicated to it. It's impossible to fail. Like, if you're an absent business man, you get absent paychecks.
Oh, that
Okay.
one. I like that.
You
I
like
like
that?
that a lot.
See, this stuff just comes because I've been there. You know, I've been there. You know, feeling a little bit of pain is not a bad thing because that makes you move forward.
Yes.
Okay, nothing's ever going to go perfect in business,
Mm-hmm.
but if you stay on it, ask the questions,
Right.
it's impossible to fail.
Absolutely.
But you got to be present to get gifts. Like I said, I'm going away for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I have to plan 3 days that I won't be there.
Yes.
Make sure everything's covered,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's good, everybody knows the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have their lists,
Right.
and when I get back, it'll be like I never left.
Perfect.
Okay, that's being a successful businessman, to be able to delegate to the right people
Yes.
of the jobs that you need to get done
Yes.
to keep the machine running.
Mm-hmm. And that's because you know every bit of your business.
Every bit.
You know everything from mopping the floors to inventory,
Cleaning them toilets,
cleaning
to,
toilets.
to A to Z.
Yes. You know what needs to get done.
Yep.
Every single day.
And I was telling both my boys, I said, you know, one day you might have your businesses. They have their careers. So they have their careers, and they're awesome. And that's what they did.
Right.
You know, just they're on it. I just talked to my son yesterday. He's down in Florida. He works for PGA National.
Yeah.
And he goes, Dad, you know, at 25, it hit me. I said, that is great.
Yeah.
That's called an epiphany, right? And I went, that's awesome, because you were already almost 20 years, you are 20 years ahead than I ever was. I did my job,
Yes.
okay? And that's what we're doing our job here,
Right.
all right?
Yes.
And the feeling of that was great, because if you keep wasting time, nothing's going to happen. Keep it fresh, keep it, exciting. All these things that happen here at the castle, all of a sudden it'll just hit me. I'll go, oh, we got to do this. We got to change that up. We got to do this. And if it's kind of messed up, believe me, you're going to hear it from your customers or whatever. And you say, hey, thank you. I needed to hear that.
Appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah. And now we get into the fun part.
Fun part.
This
I
is
like
going to
fun
be
part.
the Castle speed round for questions. Rick, you have 1 minute to answer each of these questions. And we actually got some more in that you didn't get to see yet, but they came from Castle staff.
Castle staff?
Castle staff. So they asked some
Perfect.
questions, all right?
Perfect.
But we're going to go through our viewers' questions first.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So the first one, timer's right here. What's the best suit brand to buy?
Well, I'll tell you what, I never bought a lot. I bought a lot of suits. I never bought a lot of really high-end name brands because, you know, it matters what's in the suit. You can dress it up, right? You can look all this, but you got to know what you're doing. All right? I was never a big suit name. I was never really a name brand kind of guy.
Right.
I
A
know
little ironic with a jewelry store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Armani, right? I know that one. You know, I had some Calvin Kleins, but you know, that's another art of knowing your suits.
Right.
I'm not a professional in that, but I know one thing, that when my customers see me, you know what they say?
What's that?
Rick, you look good today.
You look sharp.
You look sharp today. So if you buy that $3,000 suit or that $250 suit, you can make it look good, but it matters what's inside.
That was exactly 1 minute.
How's
You
that?
killed it.
That was right there. It was
Saw the countdown coming. All right, next one. Where do I get a loan? Where do I get a loan to start my business?
well, you know, the banks are. Everybody thinks banks. Obviously, that's the place you start.
Right.
Okay, Of course, you might have to put some stuff up, whatever you got to do. Again, if you're really serious about the business, start taking a certain percentage out of your paycheck each week. Put it to the side. Then you got cash. Okay? Then you're not going to pay the interest.
Right.
All right? If you're really serious about this, start putting it away.
Yes.
Okay?
Perfect.
Take a percentage. Just like
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got 20, 30,000, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You might not need that much. I don't know. But depending on what the business you're going to do, just keep putting it away, save the interest, and you could go, here's the cash.
Yeah. That was perfect. That was,
All
yeah,
right.
plenty of time to spare.
2 for 2.
Hey, men, put your beer money away. Put your pizza money away for the month. You don't need that this month.
There you go.
Women, you don't need your hair and nails done.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifices. What are you willing to sacrifice?
Sacrifice some things. Look at what you both make. If you're going to do it on your own, look at what you're making. If you got both, you got 2 incomes.
Right.
Put them together, right?
Yes.
Take your expenses out.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you got left, okay? Then we're going to take that and we're going to move a percentage of that over to here.
Yes.
And then in 3 years, we're going to have this, and we're going to start a business in 3 years.
Yep. That's it. There's your 3-year plan. You're going to start a business. Here's how you're going to do it. Boom.
This is how you're going to do it.
Boom.
So you got
Just like
cash,
that.
boom.
Yes. All right. Ooh, this is a tough one to answer in 1 minute. I'm sorry to do this to you. How do you make time for your significant other in business?
Well, you got to have communication. You got to make a plan. I remember before I got married, I'll never forget this. I was at one of those Catholic things that you do before you get married, right? Mm-hmm. And they said, one day you're going to have to make an appointment to see your wife. I'll never forget that.
Whoa.
Right? And I'll tell you what, the guy was right. Make the time, make the plan, talk. My significant other also is in business. Mm-hmm. So think about that. All right? So communication, talk, put the money to the side.
Perfect.
All right?
That's
that.
Yeah.
Communication.
It's that simple.
Communication.
All right, next one. We got a little bit of time left on here. So,
Good.
when does confidence in your business become cockiness?
You can never get cocky. I mean, you never can.
Okay.
Once that starts setting in and thinking you're Mr. Big Man, I got this, I got that, look at me, you're out. You're going to be out. Steady. So stay steady.
Stay humble.
We all are here to try to move forward. I'm not better than anybody. Nobody's better than me. Everybody's okay. All right?
Right.
If you want to go to another level, you're going to go to another level. But remember how you got there.
Right.
You started here.
Mm-hmm.
People helped you from here.
Right.
So when you got here, don't forget how you got there.
Don't forget.
Okay? Don't forget how you got there. Once you forget how you got there, it's game over, man.
Right.
It's going to, I've seen some businessmen like that, but I've seen business people who've been 55 years in business. They are steady eddies, and they are phenomenal. I learned from them.
Right. I
asked them questions.
Yeah.
Guys who've been 55, 60 years in business. They taught me great things.
Yes.
But they're multi-millionaires. They'll come in here, you will never know it. Okay, you never know it.
I met a couple of them.
Yeah, you met a couple.
I was like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?" And I was like, "Where am I? Hold on, let me think about this before I say anything else. Let me say something stupid."
All right.
Sure enough, talking to Dave last night, I was like, "Hey, Dave, what's going on?" Yada yada. And then John pulls me to the side. He's like, "Hey, he's got this and this and this and this and this, and you should talk to him." I'm like, "What the?" All right, yeah. Don't ever judge a book by its cover.
Ever.
Ever.
And you got out of your cocoon again.
Yes.
You're actually out of your cocoon,
Am I?
Oh yeah, you made it there.
Okay.
Oh, that's the hardest thing is to rip that and come on out, right?
Yeah.
And then you go, all right. Now what? Well,
yeah.
we're going to show you now what.
Oh. All right, we got a couple good ones left here. Here's the last one from the viewers. What was your best round on a course?
I had a 71.
71.
I
Okay.
had a 71. And I beat the guy who is a 2 handicap.
Mm,
I beat him by 1 stroke. Right?
I know who this is.
And I saved the card. And I made him sign it. Okay? It was great. And this gentleman, maybe one day we'll have him on here.
Yes,
I'm not
we
going to
need
say
to.
his name,
Yes,
but maybe one day
yes.
we'll have him on here. He is it's a riot. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I got the card. I'm actually, maybe one day I'll frame it and put it up, but right now I kind of keep it to the side because I still have to get better.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
the golf is a whole different thing, but you can't overthink it.
Mm,
You can't overthink golf.
Right.
You know, my best suggestion in golf is definitely take a lesson or two.
yes.
All right. Some people are just naturals.
Mhm.
All right. Like my son, he's a natural.
Right.
But, you know, definitely take a couple lessons.
Mhm.
And because you're going to get all this information.
Right.
But you got, like anything else, you got to practice.
Got to practice.
You got to go to the range.
Yes.
Okay. You got to see how far you hit that 8 iron. All right. You got it's all about course management. That's what I learned. Course management.
Right.
You know, I was just thinking about it the other day, right? If I'm playing 18 holes,
Mhm.
I'm probably going to use my driver 14 times
Okay.
because I'm going to use my irons on the par 3s or
Yep.
whatever the case may be. So for 14 swings, all I have to do is 14 good swings.
Mhm.
It's
it.
it's just a very simple, you know, don't overthink the game,
Mhm.
you know, par 4, you're not going to reach unless you're, you know, Hercules, you might not reach the par 4. I know some guys who can, but
Mhm.
most of the, you know, people just get the ball out there.
Yes.
And then your second shot, your practice irons, that's
Mhm.
why you're on the driving range.
Right.
The 71 was pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually
Okay.
I took one of the guys who I had him sign. You might meet him. He goes, Rick, next week be on the practice range, 10-8. I can't take it no more. Right? Because I kept slicing the ball, slicing left, right? He goes, I can't take it no more. Because he knows that I got something.
Yes.
So there I am, 10 of 8. I don't know if a lot of people locally here, if you know Schenectady Muni, the 11th hole, it's a pond hole. And I took my driver out, which is it's a little too much, but I don't really hit a long driver. I like to land around, you know, 120 in. That's my good range.
Right.
I hit it a little shy. I was about 150 out.
Okay.
And with his correction of the way I was set up,
Mhm.
I took out my 7 iron.
Mm.
I put it right to the pin.
Mm.
It was sitting right there. So I'm definitely getting bird.
Right.
So we start driving up. The ball wasn't there. It dropped in.
Mm.
Dropped in for an eagle. All right. Thank you for that lesson.
Yes. Yes.
But see, I listened.
Right.
I wasn't, you know, and look, I got better,
Yes.
you know, so, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't do the accent because I was waiting to give him away on that one.
No, I'm not going to do the accent and give it away. But one day it'd be up to, you know, it's up to anybody who wants to do it. We're not going to
Yeah.
force anybody to do anything.
Right. And that's why we cut the last guest we had. They weren't comfortable with the information that they put out there. Cut it. Done. Don't ask any questions.
Yeah, that's it. You know, because everything will get edited first. If you don't like it, we won't put it on.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
We want everybody to grow.
Yes.
We don't want anybody to just be stagnant.
Right.
You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. All right. And now
that's
we're
my
getting
eagle
into the
hole, number 11.
eagle hole, number 11. Who's got a par? Who's got a hole in one?
I never got a hole in one yet.
No.
I came close.
Yet. I like that.
But I have to keep working harder to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You'll get there.
I'm going to get one before I leave this earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal.
Yeah. Listen, if we need to move you up one more tee slot, we got you. You'll
know,
get it.
You know, actually, I actually could go up to the next tees. You know,
Can you?
I'm a senior now. I actually could, but I'm not there. I still got that. Whoosh, you know, I still got it. So, you know, I'm not there
right.
yet.
All right. Now we're going into the super lightning round. This is going to be exactly 1 minute. I will cut you off after it's finished up. The rule that was put in place here, these are all staff questions. You're not allowed to say the Punisher for any of these. What is the best cigar to give a woman?
I like the Tatianas. The Groovy Blues is my number one seller.
Mm-hmm.
They, more of a definitely the Tatiana line.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a sweet line. Maybe they could do an acid, but number one, Tatianas.
Tatiana?
Tatiana.
All right, perfect.
And they come in all different flavors. The honey, the blueberry, like I said, is number one.
Mm-hmm.
And also I have some. I got a new line coming in. I'm not gonna. Maybe I'll throw it out next podcast.
Okay.
Because I'm bringing it in.
Yeah.
It is going to be awesome.
Okay.
So the ladies who are listening too,
Yes.
wait till you see this. You're going to love this line.
Look forward to this.
Yeah.
All right. Next one up. That was well before a minute. What cigar would you give a first-time smoker?
First time smoker, I'm going to give them a Connecticut.
Mm.
I'm going to give them a lighter wrap,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a Perdomo, maybe even a house cigar
Okay.
to start.
Right.
Because I don't want you to spend a lot of money,
Right.
in the beginning of trying these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably start, definitely a Connecticut wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And then if next time I see you, you'll say, "Hey, Rick, that was good, but it was a little too light." Now I'll move you into something else.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move you a little at a time. I have an aficionado here. If I can't answer the question because I don't know everything, he pretty much knows a lot.
Yes.
Okay, I know you talked to him.
Yes.
I would put him as an aficionado,
Mhm.
and not too many people I think can reach that level.
Right.
Okay, I hope that one day I do.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, another one of my goals is I'd love to be on the cover aficionado like this.
Perfect.
You
This
know.
with
I don't know if
Punisher.
I'll hold the Punisher. They probably won't. They probably wouldn't want to put the
They'll be
Punisher
like,
on
the
there.
Punisher, huh?
I don't
Aficionado,
know about
huh?
that. And maybe
Yeah.
a Lost City, or maybe a Padrone.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens. But
Perfect.
it's on the long-term list.
Yes. All right. Next one up. What is the average price of a premium cigar?
Right now an average price for a good cigar, because of the way the prices went with the taxes, you're probably going to spend anywhere from a good $12 to $15.
12 to 15.
12, 15 is going to get you a good cigar.
Right.
Okay, you want to get into the higher end, you want to go Padrone, you're going to spend $22 to $40.
Mm.
I have some Cohibas in there. Okay.
Yeah, that box right there.
Yep, that one there. They're 120 a stick.
Yes.
I sold them all.
Mm-hmm.
The guys who are very seasoned, who've been smoking 20, 25 years, right? A lot longer than me. They went, "Rick, that was a pretty good cigar."
Yeah.
So I brought them back in again
Mm-hmm.
because I listen to my customers.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going to put dead inventory out there
Mm-hmm.
that no one's going to like.
Right. Perfect. What's a good morning cigar?
I've been listening to my customers, and I'm going to tell you the number one that I've heard is the Tabac.
The Tabac.
Yep, Tabac is like the number one. It has like a coffee flavor.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of my guys, they tell me all the time, they got up, they
Mhm.
went out to their deck,
Mm-hmm.
they had their coffee,
Yeah.
they lit up the Tabac,
Mm.
and that paired very well with it.
Okay.
So right now, I'd say Tabac for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of guys out there, again, have their own cigar, but definitely
Yes.
I suggest the Tabac.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could steer you wrong with that one, only because I've heard it over 100 times.
Right.
That's called research.
Mm.
That's called listening.
Yes.
If you don't listen to your customer, you're not gonna grow.
Right.
All right.
Mhm.
If I didn't listen to them in the beginning, the inventory wouldn't be where it's at. The right inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
Okay.
All right. 2 more questions. If you had to give your boss a cigar as a gift, which one would you give?
I'd probably go with the My Father line,
Uh-huh.
the one you're smoking.
The Judge?
Yeah.
That's a good.
The Judge.
Yeah.
The national brand Perdomo. You want to go a little bit more, then you go Padrone.
Yes.
Okay, you really want to,
Yeah.
do something really special.
Mm-hmm.
You get them a nice Padrone. You'll never go wrong with Padrone.
Right.
It took me a while to get them. They were out of stock,
Mm-hmm.
and I kept getting requests. And COVID, unfortunately, still really halted a lot of this manufacturing. You got to remember, the tobacco has to grow.
Yes.
Then it has to sit. Then it has to get rolled. Then it has to get shipped.
Yes.
So, but I got a great stock of Padron right now. So,
Perfect.
That's it.
Padrones.
That's what I would do.
Got it. Last question. How many Mountain Dews do you drink per day?
Well, back in the day, when me and my business partner Joe, I used to be I was a member at Mohawk, Edison, and Pine Haven for 2 years each year. Every morning before we golfed, we started a Mountain Dew.
Oh, God.
Okay, every morning. Then during the day, I might have like 2 more or whatever, right? So I really have cut back. I'd say right now, probably I might have 1 or 2 a night. I try to cut it to 1.
Yes.
But, I just like that little extra because I leave the jewelry store, I get here, so a little jolt of the Mountain Dew.
Right.
Just to, get me through till 1 or 2 in the morning whenever I leave.
Get you up and going.
Yeah, but I know they're no good for you, but, what is, right?
Right.
But, again, just like cigars, your palate, I like to do. So do the do.
Do the do.
Do the do.
Do the do.
That's what they say.
And that's how we're going to wrap this one up.
That's how we're going to wrap it up.
Perfect. Well,
Woo! You know what?
Yeah.
I love those speed questions.
yeah, they're good, right?
Yeah.
1 minute.
See,
in
look
and
at
out.
the ideas he's coming up with. This is amazing. Like, I just,
Always mixing up.
yeah,
Yeah.
And we're really sorry we didn't make it last month, but we really got really busy. But there's one thing. We will never leave you. Keep the questions coming. You love cigars? Come into the world. You'll be amazed. It's a hidden treasure.
It's
Okay?
hidden.
Not even the monetary part.
Right.
It's the camaraderie. Okay? It's the people. You can't get this outside these doors. Can't. I've been there. I know.
Yeah.
So-
I've tried for 4 or 5 years before I got here.
Yep.
Nothing.
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 Kind of,
Yeah.
door shut in your face or hang
Yeah.
up or whatever.
Or you
Here,
can't do that.
no one's going to shut the door on you, and no one's going to hang up on you.
Right. Just click. Done.
So, all right, so
All
we're
right.
good?
We're going to wrap this one up. You know where to find us. We're going to be on
Hey,
YouTube.
thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate that, really.
Absolutely. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Spotify. You can see us on Instagram. We will be on TikTok soon, Facebook. Get us on all of our socials and at cigarsatthecastle.com. Bring in your questions. Ask anything you want.
So we'll see you next month. We're going to hit the 15th.
Yes.
I think that's a good number, 15th, right in the middle of the month.
Right.
This way you can kind of get to the month, and then we're going to carry you through the next month to the
Yes.
end of the month.
Yes.
I like that mid, and we're going to carry you through.
This podcast coming out August 1st. We are recording today. What is it, July 20th?
Yep.
July 20th. We'll see you on August 15th. If you want to stop into the castle, feel free to stop into the castle that day. Just let us know you're coming so we can give you a little audience. We'll get you a little seat over here.
2666 Hamburg Street.
2666
Can't
Hamburg.
miss us.
Love
Okay.
it.
See you next month.
Next month.
Baby, you give me ice and up my appetite. Don't leave me